Hey, folks, Lindsey Huddleston back in the building. Another SPS mental health moment. Man, I'm getting to meet so many great people. Now I want to introduce a new name and face to you, Mr. Devontae Garrett, representing for Madonna University for their football program. That's right, folks. Their football program. Madonna University is starting a Division I NAIA football program, and Devontae Garrett is a part of that, hailing from Thibodaux, Louisiana, right?
Sir.
Welcome to the platform, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to have you. I got a chance to check you out on IG. Man, some serious workouts. I saw one of your high school highlights, man, when you breaking people's heart, as a defensive back, man, taking the ball down. And even one of your highlights, man, you got some hops, man. You did a little back pedal, and I had to go back and watch it again, man. So you're a really athletic guy, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what brought you to Madonna University here in the state of Michigan? And I don't know if you know, it get cold up here too, man. I don't know if you know that.
Yes, I definitely experienced already. But actually, right before here, this is actually my sophomore season that just passed. My original school, I came from a school called Grayson University over in Lamona, Iowa. And that's that video that you're seeing on Instagram. That's the one game that we won. I caught the game with an interception. That was my freshman year. I came from after that season. I didn't really like as far as what the coaches was doing. As far as a team standpoint and as far as wanting to win and the goals that was there. So I decided, right after the season and before I went on winter break, it's like I gotta find a spot to transfer to. So I went back my spring semester over there, and I just started, talking to different coaches as far as that. And talking to my coaches and letting them know that it's something I really was looking for because, you can't really talk to another coach until you get your release form. So I was talking to one of my coaches and, it was getting to a point where our head coach had got fired and everything was going down. So one of the coaches had told me about Coach Brian Fools, which is our head coach at Madonna. And after he told me about him and I had my release form, I just started talking to Coach Fools, and he sold me on starting a new program and being able to be a part of it and being a leader and everything as far as his goals for us as a team and as players. And as far as not even just on the field, as far as, in the classroom too, making sure we put our classroom stuff first, emphasizing student when you say the phrase athlete. So after that, after talking to him and he gave me an offer, I did transfer.
Wow, and that was the opportunity. Well, I'm sure you love being home, but you've been away from home from some time. You've gone from Louisiana to Iowa, Michigan, and now you're spending time in Flint with one of your teammates. You're kind of all over the map. How important for you is it for you to just go where you got to go to do what you got to do?
Yes, sir. Last summer after my last college, I was training, but I feel like I wasn't giving it my all like I wanted to. Because, you back home, you got your distractions, you got the extra things that you could do. This summer, switching to Madonna, it was like, I know where I want to go with football as far as, trying to chase that NFL dream. So it's like, I knew that from now on that if I wanted to get to where I want, I got to eliminate distractions, even if it means, staying away from family, being 15 hours away from home. It's hard, but at the same time, I know where I want to be. So I told myself, after I talked to my friend that I stay with, it's like, hey, bro, I really would like a chance to stay with you this summer because I want to take my training to another level because I know where I want to be. That's the same goal that he had. Is like, he pushed me, I pushed him. We both know where we want to go. So it's like I knew it was a big emphasis that I couldn't stay at home for the summer again because I wanted to eliminate those distractions. Right now, being the summer, all I do is train every day, 3 times a day, and I focus on that. And that's my biggest goal coming out this summer is, saving money and becoming the best footballer I could be for my team and for myself as far as my goals.
Wow, man, you kind of light me up with that, man. I'm on fire hearing you talk like that. There's so many things you said I want to touch on and get some more insight on from you. Like one, many times it seems that what is a distraction for a lot of young people is what they're drawn to. It's like they want to be around their friends. They want to be around people that they're familiar with. But you said you had to move away from that. Why did you feel it was necessary to pull yourself away, even though, that's where your heart is at?
Yes, sir. I feel like it was necessary for me because, like personally, I like to help a lot of people, Being back home, a lot of people know that. So, they'll try to take me away from me training or me trying to get better as an opportunity to like, go help them out, do something, or just go have fun with them. Because, I like to make sure everybody's okay. And it's like, that became a problem for me because it's like, it got to a point where I was helping people, but nobody was helping me,
Hmm.
So, I'm from a small area, so the training like that is not really what I wanted it to be, as far as because I know where I want to be, and it's like the trainers and the area I was in. I knew that I couldn't do that training and get to where I wanted to be, So it's like I had to go somewhere where I could feel like I could better myself in the way I needed to. It was, like I say, it was hard leaving home. I got little brothers, I got 13 siblings, so it was like
Wow.
yeah, it's like leaving them back. It's pretty hard, but it's no. I had to talk with them, and even they agree with it, because it's like back home. I feel like if like it's hard to say, but it's like back home if you want to stay somewhere and be stuck, and that's why I would have to be if I wanted to be stuck somewhere. But it's like I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be limited to anything. So it's like I had to get away from home to be the best person I could be. Not even just football wise, but as far as mentally, spiritually emotionally, it's like I had to get away from home so I could build myself.
Devontae, how old are you?
I turned 21 2 weeks ago.
Okay, well, happy 21st birthday, belated 21st birthday, but you sound so wise beyond that of a 21-year-old, man. It's like, where did that wisdom come from, and how hard is it to make those, mature type decisions for your future?
Yes, sir. It's definitely hard making those decisions, especially when you're leaving people behind. But it was what's best for me, and I really get the wisdom from my mom. Honestly, I was raised by a single mother with just me and two of my siblings, which is my two little brothers. So being raised, since I've been having to be wise and grow up since I was like 12 years old, because that's when my mama really became a single mother, or as I had to step up as the man of the house, helping her out, helping raise my brothers, helping feed them, helping walk them to like bus stop and stuff like that before I got to go to my bus stop, and just things like that, just making sure that my family was straight, listen to my mama, looking after her, seeing everything that she do and me kind of mimicking as far as, making sure my family was all right. So I had to grow up early, so it was hard, because you got your kids that's outside playing and I was playing too, but it's like at the same time, I know I had to help my mom, just raising us by herself was pretty hard, So it's like I had to make sure that I was there for her and for my little brothers so she didn't have to worry about getting off from work, having to stress doing the small things, Even though I wasn't old enough to have a job, I did the small things for her so she didn't have to worry about coming home, stressing, she could just come home, fix some dinner, rest up, next day at work. So she didn't have to worry about the small things like cleaning up the house, making sure my brothers, they were well put together, make sure the house was clean, making sure everything was in order for when she came home and that she didn't have to worry about stressing those things. Your mom come home to clean this, clean that. I had to make sure that she didn't do that. It's like even talking to my little brothers, I had to let them know, being that they were so young and I was so young, I had to let them know like, okay, mom's coming home. It's time to get this and that done. Make sure your homework done. Because I don't want her to have to stress that after she just worked these long hours. Make sure we have a full roof, clothes on our back, That's really where I get most of my wisdom from.
My brother, man, I am so touched by this, and I just hope that as many young people or old people can listen to what you're saying. I just want to kind of stay on this point for a second. Clearly, you have overcome a lot. You talk about 13 siblings, a single mother household. I mean, that kind of puts a lot of our stories about single parent household to a whole different level. But clearly, you made a choice. You made a choice to help your mother instead of saying, I'm still young, I still want to have my youth and do what I want to do. What helped you make the choice of taking on responsibility compared to making the choice of being irresponsible?
Yes, sir. Another thing that helped me, is like you have your family that will try to push you to help your mom, but it's like I had that too, but it's like, you see one thing that really stressed me, like you see your mom go through the hard times, I mean, the worst thing you see is your mom cry, and you gonna have especially with a single mother, you're gonna see things like that. So it was like that's what really like first time I see my mom cry, it was like I never want to see that again. So that what really made me it click in my head like, okay, you the older brother, you the man of the house now. So it's like you gotta step up so you don't have to see your mom cry anymore. Like even though I couldn't help out financially, I had to do the like I said, I had to do the small things. So it's like even if I had a time where my friends wanted me to come outside and if my mom was home, I ask her and I even take my brothers with me, just so they don't while I'm gone, they don't get on her nerves to a point where she's
Mhm.
stressing more. Take them with me. Or it's going down like we had a basketball court down the street. I'll just go down there, I'll take my brothers with me. Like, some kids, they want to go have fun. And it's like they gotta bring their brothers with me, they get mad about it. But me it was like I didn't mind because I know it was keeping my mom from stressing, keeping
Wow.
them from bothering her whenever she just got off a long day at work, she needed to rest. It was like a big thing that made me become responsible, like I said, was seeing my mom going through that struggle and seeing those days where she cried. Just like me, like I don't want to see that no more. I'm a real big mama boy. I'm not even gonna lie. So it's like I didn't want to see that no more. That what really made me be like, okay, it's time to step up and be the man in the house like that she needs me to be.
Wow, man. Now that we have gotten, that insight about what inspires you and the things you do, how does that relate to your football game? How does that relate to you as a player, as someone, as a practicer, and as someone who's committed to the game? How does that translate?
But yes, sir. One thing, as far as, like people with single mothers, their biggest dream when they playing sports is to make it to the pros and make sure their mom, get the pay repayment, not that they asked for, but the repayment that they deserve due to all the hard work that they did for you and everything that they went through to get to get you to where you are today. So it's like one of my biggest emphasis, is to make sure I give my 100%, whether it's practice, community service work with the team. It could be the game, it could be in the classroom. I give it my all. So it's like I make sure I put that into everything I got. Especially like my last college coach told me like you got to give everything you got every time you go. So it's like that's one of the big points I've been doing ever since he told me that. So it's like,
You got to give everything you got every time you go.
yes, sir.
Wow.
My defensive back coach, Dan Lemke, told me that at my last school. So it's like every time I'm doing something, that's the main quote that popped in my head. Then I think about my family. It's like I never, like you said, like what made me do that is like I never want to see that my mom go through that struggle again. It's like every day not promise, and you never know what's gonna happen the next day if you get those next 24 hours. Because like my mom could wake up today and have her job, and tomorrow she might not have it. You never know what could happen in life, especially with things like pandemic going on. You never know what could happen. So it's like I never want to see my mom struggle again. That's why I make sure I give my all and I chase his dream as hard as I can. Even me moving up here for the summer is like, even though I'm leaving mom behind, she at a point where she's okay right now, but I gotta do what I gotta do to make sure I get to where I want so I can take care of her like I want her and the rest of my family.
Man, going back to your coach's point, you know, uh, give it everything you got every time. Say that statement again.
Everything you got every time you go.
Give it everything you got every time you go. If I lined up 10 people and we told that to all 10 people, do you think all 10 people would do that?
No, sir. I feel like, especially when you get in that practice time, it's like you got those people that think like, oh, it's just practice. So it's like you can have those guys that be like, oh, he just saying that, but I know I'm good, so I'm gonna just give 80%. I'm gonna just give 75% because I know I could do this already. But it's like actually that's when he first emphasized that it was right in fall camp, right before our first practice when we was on our first defensive meeting. That's when he first emphasized it to us, and that really hit home for me. Is like, you know, yeah, you can have those moments at practice. Whenever the team as a whole will have their moments where they clown around, but it's like you're on that field and you get those reps, and it's like you got to give it your all, because you never know what might happen. It's like for me going in, I because like I come from my high school, I played quarterback and receiver. and I played a little bit defense, but not as much because the weeks I was supposed to play defense, I got sick. But it's like going into that, it was my first time ever playing cornerback. It was my first time ever being in the defensive position as far as college. So it's like I knew that transition was gonna kind of be hard for me. So that really hit home for me because it's like I had to learn quick, you know, even though I had like 10 defensive backs and like 5 of them was already corners that had more experience than me. It's like even though that happens, like I know I had to work because I wanted to be a starting freshman. That's why I became like after third week of fall camp, I ended up dislocating my elbow. But it's like right after that, I had to like even I took the same mindset into like getting better in the rehab process. You know, going in with the trainers like I got to get my 100% if I want to come back 100%. That's what I did, and I ended up coming back. I ended up getting that starting spot like I wanted. I literally
You had to give you 100% to come back 100%.
Yes, sir.
You going to the NFL, Devontae?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I knew that was going to be your answer because from the moment I've sat down with you, everything you've done has been how the professionals do it. And you have a different kind of drive and a different kind of motivation. It seems like you're not going to let anything go your way. And I got to be honest, I had no idea sitting down with you was going to be like this. And I just can't wait for other people to hear your message. Everything you're saying is very simplistic, but it's very powerful. I don't know what to say, man. You kind of got me at a loss for words right now, man. With the time we have, and I do want to speak on the pandemic. I mean, coming from Louisiana, of course, you know the history of natural disasters, things that changed our life. And then, you know, you come here to Michigan and you hear the COVID-19 that's impacting everyone. How have the history of things like Hurricane Katrina and all these things that have impacted your region and the COVID-19, what role do they play in your everyday life now? And, you know, how do you leave a message of inspiration to other people about that?
Oh, yes, sir. You know, like you said, natural disasters, it's one thing you can know in times like this. It's all about coming together and praying, you know, even though they're telling us social distancing, you know, it could be the small things. You got to pray for the next person. You know, you never know what they're going through, you know. Like, even with the Katrina happened, even though my area wasn't heavily affected like New Orleans was, it still got hurt. But I still knew they had people out there that had it worse than me, you know. So it's like at times like this, all you could do come together and look out after the next person. Like even if you don't have a great connection with that person, even if you got hatred towards that person, you know, don't hate the other person when it comes to prayer. You know, because like I said, you never know what the next person is going through. It was like going through things like this. It like even though everybody's panicking about it, going through like hurricanes and things like that, it helps me be calm in situations like this because I've seen things like this happen. You know, it was like I said, all you can do is come together and pray. You know, even if you're not a praying person, you know, it's just the small things. You can say the smallest things to God, you know, just praying for the next person, you know, praying for their health, you know, making sure we all come together as one, you know, it's like times like this, we all know it's hard. And with everything, like some people not being able to work, you know, some people away from family because they away from far jobs and they can't even get home because things like this happen. You got to pray for those type of people, but even like the homeless people and things like that. You got to find ways to help them in times like this because they don't have anything. Biggest thing for me in times like this is you got to come together and pray, look out for the next person.
Man, powerful message. Sitting here with Devontae Garrett, representing Madonna University, outstanding football player, but more importantly, outstanding young man who's going to leave his mark on the world. I see that. I feel that already, and I'm happy to have had the opportunity to share with you. It'll be my goal to continue to watch you and follow you, and I just want to let you know publicly if there's anything I can do or SPS can do, we want to be here to support you in your travels, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you for the time.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, and good luck with everything, okay?
You too.
Okay.